Hi, everyone. My name is Manuel Manny Martinez, and I am going to be your professor for ENGL 220 here in this winter session of 2023. This first video that I have here, I've got a series of videos that I want you to watch. I'm going to try and keep them relatively short, but in this one, I'm just going to kind of introduce you to the class. Again, you guys, the class begins on Tuesday the 3rd, and so you should be watching this hopefully on that day or before. So I just want to give you some of that introduction that I would usually do on the first day of class. I'm doing this through these videos. So, and I just want to quickly go through some things. So you've got in your folder, you've got the syllabus for the class, and it just goes through, gives you some basic information, the title of the course, the section number, things like that. I do want to draw your attention to a couple of things in here that you've got, my name and the class time. So we will be meeting, just to be clear about this, this is a hybrid class. And so we meet in person on Mondays and Wednesdays, as it says here, Mondays and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And so we need to be in class on those days. If you're watching this on Tuesday, you're going to see me in class. We should all be there tomorrow. This class, just to be really clear about this, this is very important. This is a really short class. I mean, it takes place over the course of 3 weeks. We only meet in person 5 times. So you really need to be there on those days that we meet, because I can't do everything really well. I'm not set up to do everything really well through these videos and online. So you really need to be in class. So I should see you in class on Wednesday at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're in a computer lab. We'll be writing. We'll be reviewing our work, things like that. So just want to be clear about that there's an in-person component, but then there's also this online component, which will consist a lot of these kind of videos and other kinds of assignments that I'm going to give you independently. So I just want you to be aware of that. I also want you to be aware of the fact that I have office hours on Mondays and Wednesdays from 1 to 2 p.m. in my office in 428, and that's in the English department. So we will be together in class for a few hours, for 3 hours on Mondays and Wednesdays. But if you do want some individualized help afterwards, I will be in my office from 1 to 2 p.m. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are days that we don't have class, I will be available by phone and email at the same time. If 1 to 2 does not work for you, I'm available at other times by appointment. So on these days, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I can be available pretty much all day. But I just have a set time that I'm always going to sit down between 1 and 2, and I'll answer emails immediately, and I'll answer my phone. Other times, if we want to talk, we can set up times at other times. So that's really important just to keep in mind, because I want you to be able to keep in touch with me. Again, we're only going to be meeting face-to-face 5 times over the course of this really short semester. So if you want to have any kind of individual input, which you probably will need, or probably want at least, then you're going to want to be able to keep in touch with me. And so, again, I will be available. I'll try to make myself as available as possible. I've got a thing in here about a writing intensive course. This is a writing intensive course. That's something that's required at QCC. And so just to understand that we'll be writing a lot in order to be able to fulfill that requirement. Then, the text, everything is just going to be on Blackboard, so you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to buy a text. You should have taken ENGL 102 and passed it in order to be able to take the course. And then down here, the description, as I say, is a class that introduces writers to the elements of poetry, fiction, drama, and creative nonfiction. So it's 4 different kinds of things that we need to write about over the course of the semester, which is a pretty short semester. So we're going to have a lot of stuff packed into just a few weeks. And so you'll need to do all of those things, and being kind of presenting your work to the class through workshop and things like that. As I say, for most of you, this will be the only time you'll be able to write creatively. So my goal for this class is not to have you write a perfect story, poem, or play, right? This is not about making sure that this is done exactly right all the time. Here are my goals that I have here. I say I want you to, number 1, explore your feelings and experiences in a way that will help you understand your connection to society. society, right? And to kind of understand yourself, understand how you work with other people around you. And through the process of writing, you're able to, on some level, understand some of those things. So that's the kind of thing I want you to be able to explore. How it is that we're able to express those ideas. You want to practice expressing yourself as clearly and as accurately as possible. So just basic language kind of skills that I want you to deal with. Understand how words, sounds, and visual images we encounter every day can inspire new ideas. And four, gain a better appreciation of how literature helps us make sense of ourselves and the world around us. So again, this is not about saying you've written, the best short story or the best poem, but at least understand kind of what goes into doing that, understanding how to use this to be able to express things that are happening to you, how to share those ideas with other people. Recently the chat bot has come out now, so people can potentially have chatbots write stories for them. You might say, well, I can just have the chatbot write my stories for this class. On some level, what that is saying is that your ideas and experiences don't matter, right? I can just turn this over to a computer and have it express some things. But what I'm looking for here is not for you to, just write something. I'm looking for you to express something that's going on with you. I'm interested in what happens with people in their lives and experiences, and so I want to encourage you to be able to develop those things, and you can't send that out to somebody else, right? That's like saying, well, but my experiences don't matter, so I'll just have something else. I have a computer write my experiences for me. It can't write your experiences for you because it doesn't know your experiences. And so again, I want you to be able to practice expressing your own experiences. These assignments, by the way, they are not going to be graded in the sense that it's not like you'll get an assignment. Well, that's about a B- or a C+ or something like that. Instead, I give full credit for the assignments, but I want you to be working through, and I'll show you as we go through how we're going to go through a process of building these things up so that you can think carefully about how it is that you're going to be expressing yourself. So sometimes that takes some pressure off of you because there isn't this sense of, I got to do this really well and get an A. You just got to do something. And if you work through the process, you're going to get full credit. And so you will get A's on those assignments if you go through that process. So I'm taking that pressure of grading off, and hopefully that keeps people from feeling like they need to get somebody else or something else to do their work. I just want to mention out here again, mention there's a hybrid class, so it has both of those components, so keep that in mind. You see the grade assignments down here, what it takes to get, just 1,000 points over the course of the semester, and what it takes to get an A, B+, etc. And I have different projects in here. The picture project, which is actually a creative nonfiction project, drama project, fiction project, poetry project. And the total for each one of those is like 100 points. And again, if you go through the full assignment, you're going to get the full grade, right? So there's not a sense in which you've got to write something perfect here. Again, I'm just looking for you to actually, work on expressing your own ideas here. So you've got that. We'll have various discussion boards, reading responses, things like that for 450 points, and a final portfolio project, which is just going to be assembling all of your work together. That'll be 150 points. I'm not going to go through all of these specific things in here. Because again, I want to keep this somewhat short. I do want to remind you again, as I've already said, you want to keep in touch with me, right? Again, we'll be together in the classroom for a while, but again, there's only 5 class meetings. So if you have any other questions, make sure to get in touch with me. You need to make sure that you know how to use Blackboard. If you're having any issues with Blackboard, most of us, especially coming out of the pandemic, most of us have some idea about how to use Blackboard. But if you're having issues with that, let me know as soon as possible because you don't want to get behind. And here's the number of the help desk if you are having some of those issues. And then we have a campus writing center. I can tell you more about that. Disability, if you have that issue, disability notification, counseling center, if you're having any of those kind of issues, you can talk to them. And then here we've got the assignments for this first week. And so today you're supposed to watch these videos. There's your syllabus video. You've got a picture assignment video. There's actually another video that's not on here, which is the video about Panama and hiding places. You're going to read these two pieces, Panama and hiding places, and then you're going to complete the Panama hiding places discussion board. I can go through the rest of them later on when we meet in person. So that's just a general introduction to some of the things we're going to be doing with this class. And then you can go ahead and watch the next video.